is where the Sharpie went. I brought it
I am
back
excited.
home.
What was that about a Sharpie TV?
There's a Sharpie at the shop that went missing, and it's here at my host house.
Of course it is. Because you put it behind your ear, and then you forgot about it, and then you got home and you remembered it.
Yep.
I understand.
I usually just empty my pockets when I get home. Onto the counter and just leave it there until I have to then grab my wallet, keys, and phone as I leave.
Been there, done that. Does everyone have their dice, their notes, their character sheets, and Tailspire up?
Yes.
My dice are in Tejas.
Oh, that means you're going to be digitally dicing, aren't you?
Yeah, I was just gonna use DnD Beyond.
That works.
Sure.
I was going to say, let's not use Tailspire, because we now know that it's a pain in the butt to figure out.
Yeah, no, you just gotta click on whatever you're rolling and it rolls it for you.
Alright,
And now my only question is, which set of dice do I use?
all of them. Jinx.
Double Jinx.
So how
Triple
much
Jinx.
damage am I doing? How much
Quad
damage
Jinx.
am I about to deal as I pull all these sets up?
7.
The most.
Okay.
There's something else I gotta do real quick.
So it's been a while. Due to life, a lot of us were busy. So I'll do a quick recap.
Recap.
After returning from the abandoned mine with the taken children, Enric, the tavern keeper of Nemore, requested that the party escort 2 hooded figures to the town of Capriccio, Victor's hometown. You learn that the 2 hooded figures were named Tatiana and Anaya. Upon learning that the 2 young ladies are on the run from Tatiana's uncle, Poseidon, you started your journey. While on your journey, you learned that Tatiana is the daughter of King Triton, and Anaya is a princess of the Starborn. After some time, you learned that Tatiana and Anaya are meeting someone very close to Tatiana, might as well be family to her, who agreed to take her in if she ever needed it. You learned that Victor had someone coming after him and that he needs to keep his head low. You also learned that Victor's family used to be a prominent family in Capriccio until they moved on to a new location. They have helped build most of the town. Upon learning this, you all agreed to help keep Victor on the down low. Rias, while on a flight with Anaya, learned more on the Starborn culture and learned that Anaya is the black sheep of the Royal Starborn and that Poseidon is hunting them because of her. You guys bedded down for the night at the permanent campground between Nemore and Capriccio. Most of the way through the night, you are woken up by Rias and surrounded by thugs. After defeating the thugs and scaring away most of them, you learn of the bounty that Tatiana has put out to kill both princesses. After hearing the bounty, you learn that Anaya had stabbed Poseidon with a shadow dagger after he would not take no for an answer. You guys resume your rest, and that's where we will begin in the morning of the next day, which I can actually make it morning. Well,
Does that mean we had a long rest?
yes,
or-
you all have achieved
Okay.
your long rest. What are you guys typing here?
She said, I'm the least problematic person. I was like, you literally blew up a Skyport.
There's 2 party members who did not know that.
No, they knew. We told it. We said it in the DMs.
The players know.
The players know, not
The characters don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was typing because my mouth was full and I couldn't say anything, so I was just typing it out.
No
How do you
worries.
even type?
Just hit enter.
Yeah, enter.
And it'll be like, Rocket She says or Sludge says. And then your character has a little speech bubble. Like so.
Okay, we have found the chat function again, guys. We're off to chaos. After finishing your long rest, you guys all emerge from your trees, your tents. The princesses join you. I don't feel like moving anything right now, but what would you guys like to do?
Make breakfast.
Okay. You're more than welcome to do that.
That's what we're gonna do. Just stretch, you know. Just look around and be like, "Good morning."
Can I
Did you
roll
guys
to make
sleep?
coffee? Or something similar to coffee, whatever the equivalent it is.
You have coffee in your
We didn't have
bag.
coffee.
What do I have to roll to make coffee? I like coffee. I would like
Roll a
some
co-
coffee.
You don't have to roll
Roll a coffee check.
anything.
A coffee check.
I roll a coffee check. I'm rolling
Roll
for
a performance check.
Roll for caffeine. Roll for caffeine.
rolling for caffeine. It was a natural 20. What do I get, Nia?
Raya
You
seems
have a heart attack.
very perky this morning.
You
Ragashi
just
is.
jumped up now.
God. Alright. Good Lord. Rias is wired. I'll say Ragashi is looking for the freshest uncooked piece of meat he can find.
You've still
Oh,
got
no,
body
Roshi,
left
just go
over
get it
from
go
last
get it-
night.
Yeah, like go get it from the bodies over there. All right.
I didn't
Don't
say
bring
that's
it
not
over
where
here.
it was from. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. Go. You can go eat them. I don't care. I'm gonna
He
fuck.
might be competing with Fenlin because Fenlin is also looking at the bodies that you. So.
I mean,
Good puppy.
Alpha's a vegetarian.
That is a
Okay.
cat.
I
sure.
roll insight on that. And I just roll insight on TV right there.
Go ahead.
And I rolled a 13, which. What's my insight?
TV roll perception or deception. Don't tell us which.
Perception or deception?
Not perception, persuasion. Words are hard.
It's the same. 6.
Is your dog a vegetarian?
I think so.
In other words, he does not know.
He sounds like one of those people that's like, my dog is completely vegan, has never eaten meat in their
Oh
life.
my
eats
god,
a
those
piece of
people
meat
are
in front
the
of them.
worst. They
They
fucking devour it.
devour.
I fucking hate those people.
Yeah. Ragashi's gonna hear TV say this. He's gonna look at the dog, look at TV, take a piece of meat and throw it at his dog.
The dog devours it.
Victor's nickname is now TV, by the way, so.
Right?
Makes sense.
Victor TV.
Oh, I should have made my character like his first name start with the T and his last one with V, so it is TV.
Next time.
Or-
Next time.
Or his first name, which you haven't found out about, is Terrence or something.
Back it up, Derry. No, he lives in the town.
That we do know. The two princesses do emerge from the tent, both looking a little tense, but well rested. Hoods are back. They join you at the fire for breakfast. Tatiana pulls out the pouch of the Aquanesian wine and holds it out, offering it to anyone who wants it.
Rias takes it and pours it into her coffee and drinks it.
Oh no, now look what you've gone and done. She's
Tatiana
already wired.
looks at your choice, grabs a cup of coffee, and does the same.
I
I'll,
do that in real life. It's really good, actually.
Mhm.
It's actually really good.
I'll take a fistful of that.
Fistful or a fistful?
Fistful, because
Got
I'm
you.
just pour it on my hand, absorb it. It's fine.
She does. Well, I suppose we should be heading on our way. Though,
Yeah, I don't know if anybody got away from last night, but if they did, you know, we don't exactly want anyone else following up.
No, none of them got away. Fenley made sure of that. Yeah, ate them all. He's a good cover. I mean, politely asked them to not leave the campsite.
The
And
question
leave their
is,
spot.
how did they know where we were? That's my question. We kept a pretty good eye, yeah?
Yeah, we did.
Huh.
And neither one of our
I kept my eye.
neither
I
one
mean-
of our hellhounds smelt anything either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we were going for a good while and just nothing.
I
To
mean,
be fair, though, a couple of you were flying very indiscreetly in the air, and I know that me and Rakashi do not exactly blend in.
Right, yeah,
Well,
you know, I
what are
had
you talking
I had a
about? I'm
small
Master
thing with
Stealth.
that,
Yeah,
too.
but like the height we were flying at, it was like we were birds. I know that much because you guys look like little fucking nets down there. And I kept a pretty good eye out, and I didn't see any groups around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
too
also
bad
true.
you
They
didn't
should've
crash into me like an ant, but
That's true. If they were following that close to see him go up, they should have seen him.
Yeah, we would have seen
Maybe.
them. So that means that tells us somebody knew where we were coming from. or at least somebody where we came from, was a spy.
Maybe they just moved really slowly.
Could
This
be
is also-
magic.
Isn't this also like a common like rest stop?
And that's
Right,
what I was
well,
gonna say.
It,
Tatiana says. We discussed it last night that this is a common campground and that we should avoid these from now on.
right, and like to the point, that's fair. But the thing is, how did they know that you're traveling to this specific town? That raises a lot of questions. Because if it was typical bandits in the night, that'd be a different thing, you know. Because this is a common ground. But they were coming specifically for you two.
Exactly.
That's my thing.
Which means someone told
We
them
don't-
where you were going.
Right, and so then they started
We don't
looking
know
along the
that.
grounds.
We don't know that for sure. We saw that they had like they had the wanted poster, but they could have just grabbed that from anywhere and been like,
I
oh,
think-
No,
I
they-
thought
they
were-
made
I-
it-
no, they
no,
were
no,
saying-
they
they
made
made
it
it clear
quite-
that they were there for them too.
You
Yeah,
were,
they made it very clear.
Yeah, you recall that they were specifically looking for the princesses and more
that's right.
specifically
Yep,
Anaya.
you're right.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It'd be different if it was abandoned, and the whole common camping ground thing would be different if they were just regular bandits looking just for gold. But these were people, this was a targeted attack. That means they had to know they were going this way, then looked along the camping grounds.
Who all
That's
knew?
my-
And Rice turns to the two princesses and goes, "Who all knew where you two were heading? Like, who specifically knew what town you were heading to?"
Well, my father knows, Tatiana says, but he has no love for Poseidon. They have fought numerous times. I
Well, I
don't.
don't doubt that he betrayed you. You know, if they ever found him out, torture's a thing. Magical means of persuasion are also a thing.
If they were able to torture Triton, the world would be at an end. Though I
Was Triton there? She interrupts. She's like, "Was Triton there specifically, like, in person there to receive you, or was it somebody else?"
when we left, I went to my father with Anaya, in person, in his personal chambers, and it was just the two. Although I know that the castle has nooks and crannies, and if you know them, you can sneak around without being seen. So someone may have overheard us.
And it
What about
has to be
magic?
someone. And it has
Magic
to
could
be,
have been a thing. You
but it
know,
also has to be
divination.
someone close enough, which means someone that works in your castle. I'm just saying, you
Right.
got set spies in your castle.
Well, either
Probably
that,
quite a
you
few
know,
of them.
or whoever's looking for them hired some sort of magic practitioner to scry. You know, scrying is the thing.
I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised.
but I doubt people.
Exactly.
I
you know,
wouldn't
I feel like
doubt
that's a
that.
logical. I feel like that's the best explanation. 'Cause they knew exactly where we were. They
Yeah,
weren't
except like
wandering
what
around and stuff.
castle wouldn't have magical defenses? It's a castle. Like what royal family wouldn't have magical defenses against like people scrying into secrets?
No. Scried on them as they were traveling away from the cat, like out in the wilderness towards
Oh.
here. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we,
Wait,
we
do you
were
two
on
not
our way.
have
we were
magical
walking.
protection against that?
They look at each other and then kind of shrug their shoulders.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yep. That
You know what that
there's
means?
the
Let's get
explanation.
up. We're getting up. Let's start
We
getting
gotta
moving.
go. We need to start moving. We need to travel much faster than we have been.
I mean, I'm sure we can get some when we get into the city, right? Into the town.
Maybe.
Yes,
I
but
mean,
by then they're gonna know where we are.
If it's anything like we left, though, you know, we have made very much large improvements. Nobody is a very big practitioner of magic and enchantment in this town. It's not a huge metro area. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a farming town. You know.
Well, I mean,
You're gonna have to go to a big area, a place where they, you know, magical enchantment places aren't common to come by.
I'm sure Jorge has protections. He's very well
True.
aware.
Very much true.
We can ask him. And though we may not stay long in Capriccio, it's the best place to go for us.
Right. You just gotta make sure you don't stay in one place for too long. 'Cause they'll find you very easily.
Good to know.
Speaking of which, and he puts out the fire. Let's get moving.
Wait, let me finish my coffee. And she just downs it all in one
You
go.
can drink it on the way.
It's too late. She already downed it all. All right,
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Good
I
enough for
pack
me.
my bucket and we get going.
That's right. He sleeps in a
Your
bucket.
I love your bucket. It's so funny. I imagine it takes Sludge no time to put on armor at all, so she can just
You just slide into it.
yeah. Just
It
slide
takes
in.
him still about 10 minutes.
You can't just slide into the armor.
I
if
can
it's like,
I slide into it, but it doesn't mean I gotta like congeal to like make sure it's like suited, sitting correctly.
that's fair.
Otherwise, it just like bloops through, right? Like
I always think he kind of like how Iron Man just like walks into the suit,
oh,
kind of like that, except with liquid.
oh, if only.
If only.
We'll work
Yeah,
on that.
Rakashi has seen Sludge a couple of times try to put his armor on too fast, and his arm comes out of his chest plate.
Yeah, it's not. It's not pretty.
I love it. All right, let's get moving.
Alright, you guys start heading out towards Capriccio. Are you guys kind of doing the single file order again, or are you kind of spread out around the princesses?
I feel like now that they've tried to attack the princesses, we should gather around them.
Okay.
But
What-
also at the same time, I know they're very capable of handling themselves.
How about this then?
I was gonna say, we can move over here and we can make a marching order if you so choose.
So I'll be like,
We
I know you
could-
guys can handle it yourselves, but would you rather us try to conceal you, attempt to conceal you? I don't know what you guys feel comfortable with. Not to jab at you guys at all. It's just genuinely for concealment's sake.
I mean, I wouldn't mind protection. The fact that they found us and there's a hefty bounty on our heads, probably best we take the protection.
Maybe the stealthier ones can stay off to like the sides of the road, while
Yeah,
the rest of
Rock,
us are
you
walking
guys-
with
You guys
the
flank-
princesses.
I'm pretty stealthy. I've got.
I am
Dex.
definitely not stealthy. Do not
I am-
by my small stature. I have scale mail on, and I have a disadvantage on anything stealth.
I have very
Ditto.
good stealth.
Note to
I
self.
can. How about you have good perception?
Rakashi
though,
also
right?
good stealth.
I have excellent perception.
Right, Rakshi, but you are very good at taking hits, and I think you should stay with princesses.
You doubt my
No,
I
no,
can
no.
lie.
No. Nobody doubted anything. I said you had a better. You are better at taking hits, even though you were already good at stealth. You know what I mean? Like it's like being a 9
Well,
out
no,
of 10
me-
and then a 10 out
Me,
of 10.
me and Fenling can tank the hits.
Yeah,
That's
and
fine.
also I got heavy armor on.
Nobody said
Yeah,
you guys.
Rakashi-
Nobody said you guys are bad at taking hits. I just said Rakashi is the best at taking hits.
Yeah, except Rakashi's also better at stealth than me, so therefore Rakashi to take the other side.
Yeah, just a couple of flanks. You're not too far off, Rakashi. Like you'll still be able to get charge in and get the hit,
Mhm.
All right.
but you may be able to get the first hit if you stealth it well enough.
Do you want to hang back, Rakashi, while I go forward, or do you guys want to do sides? I don't know if you wanted to. I could like scout forward and see what's
I
going on.
was gonna say, keep
Case
in
of
mind,
ambush.
Victor, you're the one who knows the path.
Yeah,
Right.
you're probably better as scout forward, Victor.
I'll scout forward and look at the typical ambush spots, and just in case. That's what I'll do. And then-
Okay. Raven, what kind of perception does Sludge have?
His passive is 16.
Okay, you have better perception. Maybe, like, this is out of character right now. Victor should probably be up front, because better stealth
Right.
and also leading.
I have good
Sludge
perception
should-
too.
Sludge will probably be in the back to cover the backside for perception-wise. Rakashi and one of the dogs should take the left flank, and then Rias and the other dog should take the right flank.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Rakashi does have one question before we go.
What's up?
What's a bounty?
It's when somebody says, "I will give you money if you go find and or kill this person."
It's like when someone tells you that someone hurt, like, do you have tribes member, clans member, or, like, people you care for or something? either way, it's like you go up to a person, you're like, hey, I'll give you this much meat to kill that person.
Exactly. Or bring them to them alive.
Or bring it to them alive.
Whatever they want.
Why tell someone else to do that when
Because
they're lazy, or
they're
they're not
cowards,
capable.
they're lazy.
Oh, they're cowards.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. We hate cowards, sir. Unless you're going to find a coward.
Unless you're finding a coward.
Or an
If you
evil
find a
person.
coward and past, they can survive.
I believe it.
Alright, so we got our reformation. Let's move out.
Let's do it. I will scout ahead and look
Alright.
around, make sure the path is clear.
Give me a perception check.
Stealthily. Uh, 18.
Okay. And give me a stealth check.
Natural 20 for 24.
Nice. I love that I can see your rolls popping up on my other computer. I was like, what?
Sweet.
Why is blinking? Oh, look, Victor's rolling.
So TV
That's
physically cannot lie.
Nope.
No, he cannot. The all-seeing God has their eyes everywhere.
Oh yeah, because we have the MoCo DnD thing, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sees all, knows all.
All right. So you guys get headed out. Victor is keeping a eye out. Would someone please roll a d20 for me?
Got you. It's a 1.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what?
Shit.
What?
Rakashi just had this shutter go up his spine randomly. Doesn't know why. He just all of a sudden just feels a shudder.
We're off to a great start, guys.
Can I also ask,
Also, this is the final one,
This
apparently.
is the same dice that gave me a natural 20 in caffeine checks. So
Yep.
I thought it would be
You
safe.
burned it.
You burned the 20 already.
By the way, one of you guys left your dog at the camp?
Calling my dog.
Victor. Yeah, we're doing real good at showing me this kind of formation, but I have a visual, so. Sludge,
Sludge,
yeah,
yeah.
Sludge would be in the back. I'm not worrying about orientation.
Rakashi's like somewhere over here.
Rakashi was perfect where he was.
And then the other dog is right
What-
next to us.
Yeah, where is what happened to the other dog?
I see it. It's inside of the one that has lightning in one hand and the water in the other.
Inside,
In the
I found
correct.
Tatiana and a dog are sharing a space.
Oh, hey, so it's
Yeah.
just a recreation of Fullmetal Alchemist. Got it.
Got it. Alright, let's continue on.
All right. As you continue to walk the day, Victor, you notice as you look out over the cliffs that the sky is starting to get really dark. And as you look out, you see lightning flashing across the sky.
How far away from the town?
You're still about half a day's travel. Being from this area, you know that freak storms do happen, and you have a good idea of usually what to expect with them. Looking out, you can see this is going to be a nasty storm.
Do I know of any places to take shelter?
You
on
know.
the way?
You know that there is another permanent campground between here and there for late leaving or late arriving.
What about things like caves?
There's a couple cliff-sized caves. There's a couple groves of trees about half an hour walk from you.
Mm-hmm.
The storm's rolling in pretty fast, though.
I'll run back and be like, we got a nasty storm coming our way. We got to take shelter now.
Any caves?
That's what I was looking for. There's a couple of them nearby, but we gotta book it.
All right, you heard the
That
man.
thing it's coming fast.
Rias immediately says, somebody carry me, I have short legs and I can't run fast.
Anaya immediately picks you up.
Whee!
That or you could ride your dog.
Yeah, but I like being carried. It's fun riding a dog, sure, but also it's just fun being carried.
Your horse of a dog.
My horse of a dog.
So, Anaya immediately picks up and she looks at you and goes, lead the way. And you see that Tatiana has her hands out, almost like she's feeling the atmosphere. And she goes, well, Poseidon, this is fun. Victor, we really need to go unless we want to.
I told you we need to go, so let's go.
You guys start taking off. Victor, roll me a survival or a nature check.
Survival or nature?
Yep,
Victor or all of us?
just Victor.
Okay. So did I sound right?
Well,
Okay. You know that the cliff caves, they're a little bit of a treacherous, but you guys start booking. I want everyone to roll me a dexterity check.
What about me?
So
my
just a
God,
check, not a.
seven.
You
not
get to
a,
you get to roll for you and Avaya because I don't feel like rolling for her right now. And you just
Gotcha.
and I'll tell you what she adds here.
Just straight dexterity?
Yeah, so you're gonna add 2 to whatever you roll.
19.
Okay.
I rolled a 5. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 total. 7 total.
Okay. Victor.
9.
I also rolled a 7.
Okay. Oh, I should probably
Rolled a
roll
9.
for Tatiana. Okay. Cool. So you guys get to the cliff edge, and you can kind of see the treacherous path. You guys start making your way down. Anaya and Ryas easily make it down. They're kind of skipping stones to the point where they take the lead from Victor to get down. Ryas, make me a perception check real quick.
17.
Okay. As Anaya is definitely making her way and jumping across stones, you look over your shoulder and you watch the rest of the party. You watch Victor's foot just slip on the path and he starts to tumble. Then you watch Sludge hit the same patch and he starts to go. Rakashi next, and then Tatiana.
Are they headed towards me and,
They're headed towards the sea.
Shit. Okay. Okay.
Rakashi just trying to grab onto something as he's slipping and sliding.
No.
Ryan says, grab onto each other! And, yells at Anaya, is that who's carrying me?
Yep.
Aim for them instead. We gotta grab them.
Anaya. Hang on.
Just run towards them, trust me.
She definitely, running down this treacherous path, she hits a rock and kind of does a backflip with you on her shoulders and immediately turns around and is starting heading back up towards the path. Now everyone else can make a dexterity saving throw.
Try to grab each other because I got feather fall and that's all I got.
13. God damn.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
As I'm playing a
Oh.
lizard folk, I get advantage on dex saving throws against effects that you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. I don't think that counts, but I figured I would ask.
I'm gonna say because you failed just the dex check, I'm gonna say it doesn't count here.
That's fair.
So wait, is it like on a cliff to the ocean? Or is it...
Yeah, you guys are literally on a cliff face overlooking the ocean trying to get to a cliffside cave to, and it's about 100 feet down to the waves from this little ledge where going into the cave.
7.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. Victor, you hear Oh dear, Tatiana's struggling. She rolled a 2.
Oh, struggling.
She rolled a
Storm's
2. I didn't add anything to it, but yeah, needless to say, she didn't make it.
How far is the group from me? And
They're about 10 to 15 feet, depending on who it is behind you.
cool. I just reread Featherfall. Apparently, I don't need to be touching any of you.
Okay. Victor,
So-
you immediately go and hearing Rias say grab onto someone, you immediately kind of just swing your arm back, and you know what? There's 3 of them. Let's roll. And you just feel your hand grab onto Tatiana right before she goes over the cliff completely, but you both are still teetering on the edge.
I got you. Grab the rope out of my back pocket. See if you can do something with it.
She grabs it and she goes, "What am I supposed to do with it?"
Something. You could probably hit yourself to the side of the wall.
She looks at the sheer cliffside that has no points to attach a rope to. Yes, because
Wait, are we climbing? Are we climbing up or are we climbing down?
it's like a sheer path that's like 5 feet wide, and a sheer cliff up and a sheer cliff down, and it's just like this really steep rocky path heading down to the caves.
So we
Like
were
a
walking down and we
switchback
slipped
thing?
off.
Yep.
Am I hanging onto the side or did I just catch her?
You both just barely caught before going over. Rakashi and Sludge, on the other hand, both start to tumble over.
I'm gonna say, try to see if I'm gonna ask her to see if she can try to let the rope down and let go of one end of the rope, see if one of them can catch onto it.
Okay.
Damn, I'd like to cast Featherfall on all 5 of them.
Okay. Yep, they all
It
have.
slows down your descent. Yep.
You all get
Guys have
Featherfall, and Tatiana immediately throws the rope and wraps it around her arm, steadying her feet. Both of you make another dexterity saving throw. And Rakashi, you would
Dice.
have advantage this time.
Okay.
On dice. That's okay. We're just gonna do this tonight. Okay. I rolled a 7.
Yeah, I know. It's been rough. The roll.
So my best roll was a 5
God.
plus 2.
Oh, guys.
Oh my god. So
My
you,
second roll was a 1.
you guys plummet over the side, and Tatiana throws the rope over, and you both grasp for it and end up grasping onto each other and continue plummeting. Granted, you've got Featherfall, but you're still heading towards an ocean with nothing.
Rakashi, put a knife in the wall, Rakashi, and grab
I
on.
was literally about to say, Rakashi is going to take his great axe and he's going to try to swing it as hard as he can into the wall, into the cliff face to just catch something, hopefully.
Make a strength check.
And I'm going to try and if I can grab on, claw at rocks at something anyway, just so
I'm
I'm
gonna say-
touching the rock so I can teleport higher and hopefully stop my
You're up
descent.
there.
I'm just gonna say roll a d20 and just tell me the number, because I don't have a check. Or, I mean, I guess we could do athletics check for that.
You want athletics check for that?
Yeah.
What about my check? Is that just going to be an attack roll?
Yours is just a strength. Strength or athletics, either or.
I'll do
Rage by
athletics
rage.
because that's better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dice, for a much higher number. 18 total.
Okay, as you
Okay.
start to go down, and after grabbing Rakashi, and you're like, wait, what? You just reach your arm out, and you immediately make contact with the cliffside. If you want to teleport, you are able to do so.
I will do so.
Just imagine that
Does he
Sludge
lose
caught
his armor?
Rakashi by his tail.
Yep, I can see that now. You guys plummet, and you guys reach for something, and he just thinks he's grabbing the rope, and he grabs Rakashi's tail. Yep, I like that. Yep, that's what happened. What did you roll on your athletics check, Rakashi?
Plus the athletics modifier, 10.
Okay, 10 is what you
That's it.
needed.
Oh.
You swing your axe, and you just catch a little lip and a crack, and axe goes in, and you stop plummeting. Granted, you're a good 50 feet down the sheer cliff wall.
And how 50 feet from us?
Yeah.
From, us hanging off?
Yep.
The rope should be 50 feet.
You can
Also,
just
first last 60 feet.
you can just see the top of the rope is about a foot above your head.
Is it a little lower because Tatiana's holding on to me, so she's lower than me?
No, it's a foot above his head.
Got you.
If he wanted to
Sludge.
like try to climb up and reach it, he could with another athletics check.
Sludge, you okay?
Yeah, got a hold of the ground now.
How far does your teleport take you, Sludge?
30 feet.
Okay.
So it won't take me to the top, but
No,
I
but
can just go to the rope.
It'll get you up to the rope. So I'm just gonna say both of you just give me another athletics check.
Got it.
Don't let go of the tail. My God!
I rolled an 8 total.
Okay. Yours was a lower DC because you were able to basically teleport yourself 30 feet up. So you were able to get the rope. You are hanging about 20 feet under, clutching the rope. Rakashi, you also you struggle a little bit because the axe starts to rock, but you kind of do one of the rock climber, like where you get momentum and you just grab the rope with one hand. So you are dangling at the end of this rope with one hand, and then the other hand is holding your axe.
Yes, we're climbing.
I'm gonna pull myself up so I can be ready to pull them up.
Okay. You never quite fell between the feather fall and your second check. You were able to stop yourself. So you and Tatiana are like towing the edge, holding onto this rope. If
Like
you were
ye-
going to pull them up, I am going to need a strength check.
Will I get advantage because Tatiana's also here helping me?
Yes.
Can I also help? Can Fenley lend a helping hand? Or actually, you know what? No, actually, Fenley might hurt them more than help.
Okay, this can be real
I take that
bad.
back. I take that back.
Oh my god, it's a miracle.
What'd you roll?
It's a 18 minus 2.
Okay.
16.
So
Ex-fighters.
the the magical Aquanesian and the scrawny gunslinger just kind of
Yeah.
start pulling up. Your feet slip a few times, but both dogs grab your belts and they pull back a little. It takes about 15 minutes to pull them up, but you do get to the top. At this time, the storm hits. And it's, Victor, it's unlike any storm you see. You immediately see Tatiana throw her arms up, and she's controlling the water coming at you, basically kind of giving you like a barrier. And she turns to you and she goes, "I can't do this for long. He's very strong."
Like, climb, motherfuckers, climb!
I'm gonna try. I'm really trying.
Ragashi is tempting.
But you guys do get back to the path and you are able to make it into the cave. You see Tatiana kind of weave her arms around and she kind of is, "I can control the water, but I can't control it for long. We might
So
get a
we are
little wet."
trying. Being wet is not necessarily what I'm worried about. It's having them hang over the edge while we're wet.
You're in the cave now. You're good.
Oh, okay,
She's
got
at the
it.
entrance kind of keeping the water out for right now.
Okay, so we got everybody up. Everybody's up.
Yep, and everyone's in the cave. It's not very big. It barely fits you all, but it's enough.
That's fine. We're like,
Ragashi
alright,
been
just
wet
get in the
before.
cave and let's just chill out until the storm blows over.
Can I use mold earth in order to create like a kind of overhang in the cave entrance so it's not like to kind of help the water from like getting in?
Yeah, you could do that. Right as Tatiana's about to give out on her control water. You finish your little mold earth, and it doesn't keep it all out, but you guys are now damp instead of getting absolutely soaked.
That is an improvement.
Why would his ledger
Yep.
wrote if he was soaked?
I'm always
Nah.
soaked.
I'm gonna begin to start a fire with my Tinder box set and stuff.
You know you have a dog that helps you with fire?
I forget he can breathe fire.
Why use a tinderbox when you can just go fire and have fire from your dog?
Hey Alpha, give us a flame.
He puffs one
He
out.
just rolls on the tinder.
Basically. His mane of fire just kind of, he looks at you, rolls over. It's a light. It's flickering and having a hard time staying lit. You are getting buffeted by a little bit of, quite a lot of wind. It's kind of like it's funneling in.
We have like tarps and stuff, right? Or like some sort of, so like the things we would usually use for tents.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start like gathering them and start like using my pythons and putting them into like the corners to create like a shield thing around the fire so it doesn't get hit by the.
Make me a survival check.
14 plus 5, 19.
You look into the cave and you find cracks so that it won't just pull out from hammering it into the wall. And you've got them pretty well, the fire pretty well sheltered. You're still getting some wind, and Victor, it's at this time that you notice this isn't a normal storm. It seems to be attacking this cave. And Tatiana her eyes have not left the entrance of the cave, and you can see that at all times her hands are ready to come up and control water or do some, cast a spell immediately.
What don't we know?
I assume we don't know a lot of things.
Obviously, he knows what he needs to know.
I know you do, buddy. I know you do.
You're doing great, man. You really are. I'm
I
gonna
don't
start
know how
making
to
some
swim.
like
Does
soup.
that make sense?
Tatiana kind of
Little bit.
sighs and goes, well, that's not necessarily a good thing right now.
Well, I don't have much of any good news. I don't have much to help, so.
It's okay, we got rope.
Well, you guys do know Poseidon's power, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Control the storms and stuff. I suspect he's probably behind this, but can't do much about it right now.
Wait, is he the one that's after you?
Yeah, we've already.
Well, no, I keep mixing up King Triton and Poseidon because they're both sea
King
people
Triton's a
and-
good one. Poseidon's a bad guy.
Yeah, King Triton is my father. Prince Poseidon is his brother and is a jealous motherfucker.
Right. Do you know if he can keep doing this forever? Because if he can, we're probably just gonna make some grub and then dip out and might as well try to make it. Otherwise, we're fucked.
He's got a short attention span. I mean, he could keep it up for a day.
Great.
But he'll send minions again. It's just that we got so close to the ocean that he figured he'd probably do it himself.
Well, in the meantime.
So far, he's wrong.
Yeah, I know. We took out those guys no problem, didn't we?
The minions, yes.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about a fucking god. I can't take a fucking god. I'm nowhere near it.
You were the first one. He would like you. Nobody calls him a god. I mean, he would like to pretend that he is one. But he is not. He has the ability to bring up a storm for a few hours, but he's not as powerful as he thinks.
Well, then we'll just wait it out.
Did you say that out loud? Reyes, or did you just think that?
No, I said no.
You say it out loud?
Yeah, with the quoted from some dude from a random book I read.
Yeah, that's... Yes, but there are actual gods.
Well, I know there's actual gods. It's just, it's a quote. I don't know who the fuck said it. I don't remember. It was like from a long time ago. I read a lot of books.
Victor's just gonna go sit in the a corner of the cave, and he's gonna start pulling out the papers that he snatched oh so long ago of the design. And he's gonna start to, or I guess continue to try and hash out what they were trying to make.
Okay. Are you being stealthy about it, or is it just kind of for everyone to see?
It's one of those things where it's like I'm in the corner, like I'm not showing them the papers, and it's like, you know how like the kid who's doing like the test and someone leans over, he like folds the papers over. One of those things. I'm just holding it. I'm like trying to keep it to myself, and if somebody like comes over, I kind of like pull it away.
Okay.
So I guess not stealthy, but if they try to come over, I'm trying to make it obvious that it's private.
Gotcha. Sure.
I have a quill? What the fuck is this quill? Oh, that's what it is. I don't know what the quill is, and that's the
I'm just
point of the quill.
imagining Riot just going through her stuff. Why do I have this?
Yeah, that's literally what I pictured too.
Why did this get into my bag?
Yeah, you can do that. Just know that you are basically sitting shoulder to shoulder in this cave, especially because you have a fire going.
Rhea, I mean, sitting closer to Rhea's is fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, Reyes isn't even like looking at it. She already knows it's not her business.
Ragashi's going to sit somewhere where he can have his like back to the fire.
Okay, that would almost be the cave entrance if you want to have your back to it, unless you want to be looking at a wall.
She's just staring at them.
I could see Rakashi staring at a wall, but
I don't see the issue here. Rakashi stares at things randomly at times.
Tatiana would also be near the entrance, but Anaya would have gotten as far in as she could. She's probably also not sitting that far from you, Victor, but you can see that she's kind of playing with magic in her hands, much like Tatiana does with the water. She's got shadows.
Is my Cerberus puppy warm? Is he warm?
I mean, yeah.
He is like a hellhound, right?
Yeah,
okay,
Reyes
make sure he's curled up as close as possible.
He's not on fire, but he gives off quite a lot of heat.
Yeah, she just kind of lets him curl up, and then just like lays on him like a little pillow, like a little beanbag pillow, and just starts looking at this weird letter that she can't remember for the life of her where she got it, because apparently I have a weird letter in my bag, and I don't know where I got it.
Anaya
I need to look through my inventory. What is this stuff?
Anaya does kind of look around the cave and then kind of looks down and she goes, "I'm so sorry for bringing you all into this."
It's fine. We've all been through
in
some shit.
situations.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Alright, Yuta will protect us through this.
Past in the past, whatever that means.
You mean the past, like a couple weeks ago when anyways.
Well, okay, not that past. I meant like further before I met you.
Still some deep shit, though.
You know what? It was a slight miscalculation, alright?
Slight?
Yes, a slight miscalculation.
That's a pretty catastrophic slight miscalculation.
Believe me, if the calculation was noteworthy, I would have noted it down, and maybe I would have slung a fucking bomb at the storm and decided to shut the hell up.
Oh, it was noteworthy, alright.
Did you take notes? No, I don't think so.
No, but I'm sure the people who had to pay.
No,
but I'm sure the people who have to pay for that did.
What are the two of you talking about?
Reese, you want to tell them, or would you rather keep it secret?
So we were picking something up, and we're trying to get to our meeting point, and I tried to cause a slight distraction, and ended up blowing half of an airport.
Half of a what?
Half of
A little bit louder now.
I blew up half of a port with one little miscalculation. It was just a slight touch of the wind, just a tad too much power. If I had maybe lowered the trajectory a little bit, been a lot less damage, and everyone would have been fine. Or I made a miscalculation.
Rakashi kind of turns and looks
Very
at
costly.
Rias.
Anaya also looks at Rias and goes, I mean, yeah, no, that
It was
that tracks.
really funny.
It was
was
a good.
really
It was.
funny.
Listen, it was a good distraction. It was just a slight miscalculation, a little more damage than I thought it would be.
Very
Half a
deadly
port. Yeah,
miscalculation.
that seems like a
A
little more than
skyport,
you.
by the way, a
thought it would
skyport.
be.
That's a lot more expensive than a regular port.
Yeah, it is very much more expensive than a regular port. That's for sure.
They make
At
ports in
least
the
by-
sky now?
Yeah, it's crazy. You should see one day.
So Anaya turns to Rias and goes, so I'm guessing you're wanted wherever that happened.
They
More
know
than
who we
likely.
are?
I don't think so. They didn't really get a good, clear look at us. All they
We had
saw was just a
masks on.
gnome and a. Yeah, all they saw was like a little short person and tall person
Could be anybody.
running away. Exactly. Especially on the Isles.
Rakashi's gonna look at Slud and just go, Rakashi likes this one.
Yeah, you.
just go back
Yeah,
to working on
I
what you're
mean,
working
I
on.
don't think we can destroy half a port. I mean, maybe we need a couple levels, I guess, but definitely not now.
Rice is gonna start tinkering with her little contraptions and try to make more shrapnel bombs.
Every once in a while, I ask Rice a question about constructing, I guess not artifacts, but constructing things. Because I build a lot of guns, but you know, asking a second opinion and input helps.
Yeah, Rias would like reply with like as much knowledge as she can on whatever things you're constructing, which is she's had a lot of experience with making things because she did
But
work
it's hard
for
when
like
it's like vague. It's like
yeah,
say,
like,
when you go like say hypothetically.
yeah, she'll be like, well, hypothetically, this is what I would do rather than this.
And then for the next however many hours or however long it is, I just sit there hashing it out. Like I mean, like zoned in.
Every time you
Rias is
ask
just trying to make her
Rias a
bombs
question, Anaya's kind of
bigger radius.
leans a little closer. She's trying to give you privacy, but her curiosity is very much piqued, to the point that probably about 5 hours after sitting here, every few minutes Tatiana, or like every 15 minutes I should say, Tatiana kind of gives you a break from the water to allow the fire to, so you're not completely always damp, so she'll control the water enough that you kind of dry off, and then you get wet again, and then she'll do it again. But after like 3 hours of you looking at these papers and kind of like leaning over to Rias, Anaya's curiosity finally peaks, and she goes, Victor, what are you doing? With a head tilt.
I'm trying to figure something out. Something left behind.
It's really not
Behind where?
any of our business, Anaya. But do you want to learn how to make a bomb?
I mean,
Well, it doesn't have to be an explosive bomb. Look, I've made plenty of like paper bombs and like stink bombs and oh, there was this one time where I made like a little cake bomb, right? And like it was a big mess, but it was pretty fun and delicious.
Rakashi would like
It's
to
a
know
lot
how to
of-
make bomb.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's have a little mini lesson. See, it's very, very simple, right? Let's put it in the basic term, right? You put this component here, right? This dark powder. It's called gunpowder, and that's what
Gun?
causes.
Yes.
Yes. It causes the
Goes on
explosion
full
whenever
TED
you
talk.
put. Yeah, I break it down as simple as possible, and it probably takes like a few hours to make it. Like, can I roll to see if I make it dumb enough? I guess for Rakashi to understand.
make a persuasion check. Rakashi, make an intelligence check. While they're doing that, in Victor's head, he hears Anaya's voice and goes, I don't know much about contraptions or anything, but I do know quite a lot about magic. I have been well traveled. I don't want to intrude, but I'm here if you want.
I reply, I'm not sure what it all entails just yet. It's just something that I've been working on for a few years, given the vaguest base point. I'm just trying to hash out details. It's something I've never really seen before. It's my family's work. New invention they were trying to make, new weapon of sorts, and so it's the thing they were after. But I'll let you know.
And she nods her head. What'd you get on your persuasion check, Rias?
19.
Okay.
+0 because I have nothing into charisma.
Rakashi, what did you get on your intelligence check?
Roll the 6 again for a total of 4.
No.
As much as Rias tries, everybody else in the cave understands. Rakashi, he's trying, he's really trying, like to the point where I'm picturing Rakashi has moved to the other side of Rias and has his tail curled up around him, arms around his legs, and is literally like intently looking, but it's just over his head.
Literally, she just finishes it. And so basically, a lot of this into a small little thing makes a big explosion with a lot of force. Got that?
Rakashi, you didn't understand a thing.
Yes.
Can I roll insight to see?
Go ahead!
20, god damn it!
What'd you roll?
A natural 20! You look over, and while Rakashi's been looking at the work, but his eyes have kind of like drifted now, and he's fogged over. No idea what you're talking about.
Alright, Rakashi, it's okay. And I pat him gently on the foot, and I'm like, it's okay, Rakashi. Listen, I give you bomb, you throw at enemy, big explosion. Good?
Good. Rocky, like plan.
Good plan, good plan.
Do I make any headway? Maybe like unveil anything or get an idea of what's going on with the papers?
Make me an Arcana check.
An Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be real bad. Yeah, yikes. Huh?
What was your total?
6.
It's a weapon. Doesn't look all that different from the last time you looked at it. In fact, you thought you were piecing things together, and then it just kind of went into a confusing circle, and now you've confused yourself even more.
Rice just kind of says, she doesn't even look over. She says, you know, Victor, if you ever need to vent and keep it as vague as possible, I'm the idiot. At a
I'm
different
an idiot,
time,
Rice.
because too many people.
Right.
No offense to you guys. She looks up and she smiles.
Anais and Tatiana go, no offense taken. And you can see they're both kind of like practicing their magic, but it's like benign spells and just basically practicing movements.
You see, that's why Rakashi didn't pay attention, because in fact he was distracted by shiny magics.
This is my thought.
Yep. There are shiny things on the ground, and then shiny magic happening, and a fire. Rakashi had no chance.
How long has it been? How long has it been, by the way, Golden?
It's been about 8 hours. It's gotten dark outside. Storm's still raging.
Rias pulls out rations from her bag and starts passing them around, and makes sure to pull out a bit of meat, like raw meat, and gives like some to Rakashi and some to Fenline and some to Victor's dog that I don't know the name of.
Alpha.
Alpha.
Okay.
Say, all right, eat up everybody, and we'll take turns, I guess, trying to sleep, or well, she looks over to Tatiana. I don't really know. How much longer do you think he'll be on for this?
He'll probably be on for the rest of the night, but it'll probably clear up in the morning. He's a persistent asshole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I see.
Well, everybody else, I say we eat up and try to get as much rest as we can, because
I'll take
only
last
Tatiana
watch.
I'll take
Victor's
first watch.
Victor's very frustrated and he just puts the papers away and goes to sleep.
Anaya just kind of glances over, doesn't say anything, and also curls up to go to sleep. Tatiana looks over at Sledge and she goes, I'm gonna keep keeping the water out. I'll take first watch with you, but it'll get soggy after that. Sorry, guys. I'll need my sleep.
That's fine. Maybe I can do a little more with mold in the old overhang to kind of help out.
Do you think if I put some grease on the overhang, it'd help, like, with sliding the water off of the rocks? Or like at least like maybe you can hook the overhang so I can put a top there, right? And I cover the top in grease and it'd be like a little waterproof ceiling over the cave.
Maybe I can I can mold the stone into a little bit of hooks for that purpose.
DM, can we do that?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Mold earth is a cantrip, so
I have tarp and I have grease prepared,
Just
so.
carve the outside of the cave. I don't know how big the cave is.
You know, roll me. Both of you roll me a survival check, or you can. One of you can roll with advantage.
What's your survival?
mine is +4.
Okay, you do it with advantage because I have a +1.
Come on, dice, don't fail me now. Oh, thank God you didn't fail me. 21 total. I rolled a 17.
It takes you about an hour to set it up, especially because it's a cantrip. But yeah, you're able to do it. There's some water that's like sprinkles in every now and then, but not enough to like dampen everyone again. Tatiana's still like she is basically controlling water for the rest of her for the first shift. Just make everyone will get to sleep, but you might get a couple drops on you.
Yeah, I'm in a bucket anyway.
You're just sludge anyway. Doesn't matter. But go ahead and we'll roll perception for me, Sludge. Tatiana will do it too. Tatiana, you can't roll for shit.
So that's a 17
Oh yeah, you did a heck of a lot better than her 12. The storm rages, but other than that, doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. Tatiana looks over to you, and she goes, "Why a bucket?"
total. If I lay down and then I just kind of like spread out, it's just easier to and cozier to just be all together instead of just be mistaken for a puddle. There's been a couple of mop incidents. It's just not fun.
I see. That makes sense. I mean,
It's just cleaner. It's just cleaner.
I'm curious. And she looks at me and she goes, "Can I try something?"
Sure.
She takes her control water and sees as if she can like elongate your arm or anything. It moves a little, but the earth part stays put. It's just the water. She goes, "Huh.
Mhm.
So you're like more earth than water, but just enough water to keep you mobile."
Yeah, I guess I am a little muddy.
Huh. Interesting. You're the first I've ever seen of your kind. Are you normal? Like, where do you come from?
I'm come from the swamp. I come from the swamp. I wish I could tell you more than just I just found myself alive. I didn't really take a just kind of amorphous. Roamed around for a bit and started taking more shape. Started watching people and making friends and making communication and just then from there just kind of wander around. And I point at Rakashi, and I met this big guy, and we kind of traveled duoing ever since. I haven't met anybody else like me either.
Interesting. You said a name earlier that would protect us. What name did you say again?
Oh, Yuta. She's I guess you could say she's my god. She's kind of, she gives me advice every now and then. She just kind of, she's given me truths that have helped me out. And, just feels right when I follow her path, you know. And I try to stick with the truths that she's shown me, as much as possible. And you know what? Only recently I just saw her face too. Like there was a statue under a cave. That, surprised to see. It's the first time I've seen like a visage, because it's always been like a disembodied voice.
Oh. I mean, I've never heard the name Utah, but I know that centuries ago, my father was alive. I was not. The swamp. Why can I never remember the name? I kind of avoid it. Bexmita, that's it. It was like the battlegrounds between the gods centuries ago. And I know the winning side did their best to erase many of the gods that fought them. Though not many were on the winning side. How they won, beyond me.
If that's true, then seems like Yuta was either on the winning side or just survived.
I mean, it was centuries ago, and I can't exactly go and ask my father, though he doesn't really talk about those times. He did his best to keep our people under the sea. Granted, we were having conflicts of our own in Aquanesia, and there was infighting and civil war amongst our own people during those times. But, I mean, we still had our gods. And I mean,
but
oh.
What kind of gods do you have?
We have a couple. We have a goddess of the ocean. Her name is Chimera. She is... I'm not the most religious, and I didn't really pay attention to those classes. If I recall, she is the goddess of the sea and the tides and the deepest parts of the ocean, I think. I always mix her up with Mara, who is the goddess of the reefs. Or it might be vice versa.
Interesting.
And then we have the god of the depth, which, what is his name? His name scares me, and I try not to think about him because, honestly, he is creepy. And I think Radbor? Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, he's got other things underneath him. I wasn't the best in religious studies. I mean, political studies I did pretty decent in. My magical studies I excelled in. But I kind of snuck out during history a lot.
You took more religious history than I ever did, so don't be too hard on yourself.
But yeah, there's quite a lot of gods and goddesses. If I remember correctly, granted, snuck out of history, the gods of the sea refused to engage in the war. They were fairly neutral. I don't know what gods were in the war. But if you ever meet my father, he could probably tell you.
Well, I would be sure to ask him if we do.
Well, not that you're going to Aquanesia anytime soon. And she pulls out
Fair enough.
her pocket. She pulls this necklace with a what is it called? What is the fork thingy? Triton.
Okay.
Trident. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. It's got a golden trident with like a silver seaweed. Oh, looking for thingy. Yep. With like a silver seaweed intertwined in it, and it's just like this little pendant. And she goes, "If you ever do make your way over to Aquanesia, this will get you an audience with him."
Oh, thank you. You sure? This looks very beautiful and intricate.
Well, seeing as she looks out at the storm, seeing as right now I probably shouldn't bring more attention to him. Yeah. And she points to her hair and like her whole physique and is like, plus my people know who I am.
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll make sure to use this if I'm ever in Aquanesia.
I don't have many powers, but I have a feeling that you'll get good use out of it. Well, it's been a few hours. Should we wake the next shift?
Yeah, I guess it's time to hit the bucket, huh?
Bucket, and she
Yeah.
chuckles. Who's taking next shift? I know Victor said last.
To be fair, Rias hasn't slept. She's been curled up in a book.
Makes
Alright,
sense.
And you're volunteered. Wet slap on your back. Your turn.
Oh, sludge! Why? What the? Ew! It's
At
almost
least
as bad
I
as-
didn't do that from the sky. It's your turn to watch.
You know what? Listen, I'm sorry. Okay.
Tatiana walks over to Anais and kind of kicks her boot, and Anais jumps awake and nods her head and makes her way to the entrance as well.
Yeah, Rias sits at the entrance. She has Spenling curl up behind him so they're at least warm from the back side.
Mm-hmm.
And just settles down with her book and occasionally looks up to look into the storm.
Anais kind of, she doesn't have water magic, but every now and then she'll like do a puff of wind, kind of drying the area. It's not as effective as Tatiana, but it's something. Roll a perception check for me.
Oh, you know what? Whatever it is you got, it's okay, because I got a 23 and that 20.
Good, because her natural one wasn't going to do anything. She's got a lot on her mind right now. As she looks over and sees the very muddy handprint on your shoulder, and you see her wiggle her fingers, and she prestidigitations, and it's gone.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so lovely of you. So much better.
Well, it's
gonna
kind
get him
of
back to work.
partly my fault that he's taking revenge on you.
Rias snorts and then stops, and then she gives like this evil grin and looks at like pulls out a pebble from her pouch and is like, "Wanna play prank?"
I mean, yes.
She casts she casts a little infusion on a pebble, and it's like it's a oh, no, we'll make that one a surprise. I know what it is. I'll DM you what it is.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh, Lord.
So excited.
I'm in danger.
If they put this rock in Rakushi's bad eye,
Okay. Okay.
She enchants 3 of these pebbles with the thing that I just told you.
Uh-huh.
And she hands one to Anaya. And she says, and she whispers, she says, pick whoever annoyed you most. I have 2 for a reason. And she walks over to Sledge's bucket and, like, looks over to his armor and puts it into his, like, left boot armor.
Oh, no.
And then puts the other one into Rakashi's bag. Do I have to roll stealth for that?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I think you broke her. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know why that cut out, but yeah, you, make a stealth roll. I should probably pull up their passives.
Okay, cool. The disadvantage roll wasn't bad. The disadvantage was an 18. 16 plus 2.
Alright, and you said it was for Sludge and Rakashi. Okay. Yep, they are very unaware. Anaya looks at her stone and then gives you like a Cheshire cat grin and then looks at Victor and immediately perks an eyebrow, like in question if that would be okay.
Riot's just nods very enthusiastically, like giving her 2 thumbs up and a big grin, like, yes.
Oh, okay. Now you're gonna roll good. Cool. Why is it on the pranks she rolls good? She when you come back to watch over, she sneaks over to Victor and like slides it into his boot. That's still on his foot. She slides it into his boot. Victor, you are completely unaware.
I don't wear boots when I go to sleep.
Well, even better, the boot that's off the foot is now in there.
I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't. Who the fuck wears shoes when they go to sleep?
Well, you are in a cave with a storm going around.
Still.
Now, Pine, is there a time limit on these?
Actually, funny enough, no.
Okay, so they're just gonna kind of go off in their own times.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In your head, Anaya goes, do I want to be near any of them when those do whatever they do?
Riot shakes her head, like a big shake, like, no, you do not. Oh
Hey.
my god, no.
And in your head, you hear, okay, so I am carrying you all day tomorrow, and we are keeping Tatiana as close to us as we can get. And we're just gonna kind
Riot nods her head.
okay, sounds good. And she starts, like, petting, Fenris's head, and one of the heads, and is kind of just scritching him, as you guys kind of curl into his side. She gets quiet for a second, and then she turns to you and she goes, Rice, you seem very learned.
Well, Riot's kind of pulls out the book that she was messing with earlier, and it's like a really soot-covered book with a lot of scribbles, and the pages look very damaged and worn, but she treats it like pure treasure. She's like, well, when you grow up, right, and you don't got much going for you, knowledge is the one thing that can always bring you anywhere, get you anything you want, if you know how to use it correctly. And I needed a lot more power than I had when I was a lot smaller, so I learned a lot. At the end, it didn't do as much as I hoped it did, but I mean, I use it now, right? It's not too bad.
That's true. Would you be able to do me a favor?
Depends on what the favor is.
Well, I know I probably shouldn't have been eavesdropping, but having good hearing is usually a good trait. I overheard when you guys were talking with Enric that you're headed towards Kimakite. Specifically, the library.
Uh-huh.
My older brother, on his words are.
There we go.
Yeah, it wasn't coming out. And pilgrimage. No, she is exhausted.
Pilgrimage.
Thank you. I'm not
I
gonna
was
try
having
it.
trouble too.
For some reason, it just was like I could see the word. Tongue didn't want to make the word, so I'm not even gonna try it. On my older brother's adventures, he made a friend in the library. It was a unique figure made of metal. But that figure had ways to contact my brother. And my brother told me if I was ever in danger, to get a message to that figure. I think his name's Pisana or something like that. And she pulls out a parchment. She goes, if you're already headed to the library, could you get this to him?
Yeah, of course. Rias carefully takes the parchment and puts it into her bag for safekeeping, and is like, yeah. I mean, I was probably gonna go hit up a library anyway. More knowledge means more power. I mean, also power corrupts, but let's not talk about that bit, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I can definitely get this to, Pisana. Can you spell that for me? Let me just, actually, you know what? No, I got it. It's fine.
I don't even know the spelling. You're lucky I remembered the name.
Me.
And she goes, I don't know. I mean, granted, Starborn are not the most accepting of outside folk. But if you ever need to hide, only Starborn can get to the Starborn Kingdom, so most Outlanders think. But there is a way for Outlanders to get there. And she pulls out another parchment. And she kind of holds it contemplatively. Words are just not happening tonight, guys.
Okay, me too.
I've been cleaning all day. That's literally my excuse right now. And she looks at it and she goes, and she hands it to you. I feel that I can trust you with this. And I have a feeling someday you'll need to make it there, and we'll meet again there.
Rias just, stares at, what did she give me?
It's a parchment.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Oh, ignore me. Too many energy drinks. It's like the third one a day, and I'm drinking another.
Yeah, I'm on my third can of Mountain Dew, so maybe that's why I can't speak as well.
My brain is not here. Okay, parchment. It's with the Starborn. Got it.
As you look at the parchment, it looks almost like it's a weird texture, and it looks blank. It looks like it's completely empty except for the texture.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
Well, you can continue.
Ayana, she looks at you and she goes, just in case for some reason it falls into the wrong hands, it will only show you the path when outside of Kimakite. If you say Panorkor, it'll take you home there.
Okay, now I'm gonna need you to spell that for me.
Make it up. Your spelling would be good because I just made that up out of my head. Panorkor.
Panur.
Because
It looks like Panella.
Sure.
Yep, Panella.
and it'll only show it to you, or whoever says the phrase.
Alright.
And then she pulls out, another pendant, and it looks like it's a simple silver chain, and hanging from the chain is this black, blue, purple stone. It looks like a galaxy. And she hands it to you, and she goes, "The royals will know what that is."
Rice puts it away in her bag carefully, and puts the parchment though into the book, and then puts the book back into her bag. She says, "That's a lot that you just unloaded. I'll definitely get that message to this persona. Sounds like a Warforged to me."
A Warforged?
Warforged. They're like these. They're so interesting. So basically, like a long time ago, right? And she just starts devolving into the history of Warforged.
If you want to make up that history, go ahead.
It's just
Help
so
me,
funny.
world!
Oh, fine. Okay, so basically, a long time ago, right, there was this huge war between the lands, and some smarter people, before the Isles were a thing, like the Isles and the Isles, basically made the Warforged, a race that became sentient on their own and began making their own people and continuing the race onward, right? And basically, they're like living robots, and they're amazing. They're amazing, no longer pieces of technology, but actual living beings that don't necessarily need to breathe or eat, but they do still need their rest. They feel things. They're just as well living as any of us, I guess. They're just amazing people.
That,
I've never really met one on the Isles, granted, because most of them were left on the surface, apparently a long time ago, after the wars, when the Isles kind of set themselves into the sky, but I've definitely read so many history books on them. They're the reason we won the war, you know? The Isles. And a lot of the reason of how we got our technological advances. There
that,
a lot to them.
that sounds like
Wonder
a
how
god
many there were in the world.
intervened to make them
Huh.
sentient. I mean,
Yeah. More
was
than
this
likely.
was this before the War of the Gods? Yes.
I'm not... Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it definitely was.
Note
Read
to
the
self:
words. Yes.
Golden needs to write all this stuff down when she watches this video, because yeah, this is
Yeah.
all canon. Well, if he is a Warforged, maybe someday I'll meet him as well. Though it's interesting that I've been quite a few places and I've never met one. They must be quite rare then.
They aren't. Well, the way to make them is kind of lost to the ages, unless you're Warforged himself, and even then, I don't think they want to. I can't speak for them personally, but I wouldn't want to continue a race that was built literally for wars with the name war and
I suppose that makes sense. And Rias, you would know that in the Rockberry Sites Isle, where the upper class, there are quite a few Warforged, but they are like kept under wraps.
Yeah, but I don't make that known, because Rias probably doesn't even, like, try to stick her nose into, like, upper people, whatever.
That's fine.
The upper class.
It's just you would know that there are or have been known to be quite a few Warforged on that isle, but they don't leave, and they're kind of kept hidden.
Alright.
Anaya kind of thinks and she goes, I wonder if the Starborn know about the Warforged. I mean, we have always been recluse. It's...
Well, I mean, your people come down to travel for their own little, I guess, coming of age ceremonies, don't they? Some of them stay down. I'm pretty sure more than likely people have come across the Warforged.
Well,
I just don't know.
these days, yes, but we didn't always leave the mountains. That didn't start happening until roughly a millennia ago. Granted, we live long lives. Some say we live as long as the stars. Not necessarily true, but long all the same. I mean, my father is three millennia? And he never told me what prompted the push to go out into the world. But he did it in his reign. And for the last millennia, it's almost required. I mean, we have a couple who, whether it's a sickness or injury, can't go far. But even then, they at least make it to the bottom of the mountain to, honestly, a couple, if they can't go far, they make it to Kimakite. At least they see that much. But, yeah, my father never told me why he requires everyone to go.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's, like I said, knowledge is power. Maybe your father saw fit that you should not be separated from the world so much that you don't know what's going on in the world, because, I mean, the Isles definitely have the technological advances to reach the top of the mountain one day, but they just have no desire to. Maybe one day somebody else who has the desire will go there, and you never know, you know? People aren't good in this world. This world is harsh.
That is very true, as she looks out at the, it's semi-calming, but still raging storm.
Yeah, Rias looks out too, and she takes a deep breath, and she just, like, looks really, really somber, and, like, usually she has, like, this little peppy kind of bounce to her. She's just quiet and somber, and she says, and sometimes those with knowledge greed for more. You win some, you lose some. Knowledge is power, power corrupts, let him be evil, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Sorry, no, she didn't say that part. That one was me. Sorry.
That whole little speech is you, or was some of it Rias?
Just the last part, that it is what it is, that was me. That the rest is what Rias. She just said, and it's just of it. Maybe your father saw fit to prepare.
I know that his first love was killed, and it wasn't long after that he started implementing those kind of changes. But, I mean, you can live for as long as we do when you see the world shift and change. Though I have, and granted, I'm not as old as my father, and to most Starborn, I'm still just a child, in our long lives. But I have noticed that while power and knowledge may eventually corrupt, if you have a good friends, family, support system, it's much less likely to.
Yes, but not all of us get lucky with that, sadly. And Rice gives a kind of like a, I guess, condescending smile into the void, and just says, I'm just waiting on the other shoe to drop from when I become like that. Smart enough. I build bombs. I blew up a port and didn't blink an eye.
Anaya kind of looks over at you, tilts her head, and kind of with a soft gaze and a soft smile goes, I don't think you'll corrupt. And then she looks back over her shoulder at Victor, and kind of glances at Rakashi and Sludge as well, but mostly looks towards Victor. And she goes, "You have your support system."
Rice leans back and says, "Yeah, Fenline is a pretty good support system. Ain't that right, boy?" She gives Fenline a pat on one of the heads.
Two of the heads lick both sides up the side of the face. The other one's still, like, cuddling into Anaya's hand.
Fenline, no, we talked about the slumber. It's almost in a few days.
I was gonna say, it's only been, like, a couple days.
It feels like years, though. Oh, what a good boy.
It's been 84 years.
It's been 70 long years. I spent my time in Azkaban.
Okay, serious. I don't know if that's serious.
That is serious.
Hey! I'm good. I did good! It's about this point, it's still storming, but it's become a lot gentler. Definitely dying down. And as you guys, look out. Well, I'm guessing we should probably wake Victor.
Yeah, and Roxy. It's about that time. Last shift.
You see that out of her cloak, she pulls, like, a bucket. And she kind of sticks her arm out in the rain for, like, 2 minutes and brings it back in. It's full of water. She goes, "Best way to wake up?"
Best way to wake up.
And she, not even quietly, just kind of trots over to Victor and immediately dumps it on his head.
Oh my god, it feels great. Nice showers. Oh, what the fuck? Where am
"Hi, Victor.
I? Hello?
Your turn." And then she walks away from the water and curls up next to Tatiana.
Riot kind of passes Victor some jerky and then waves some jerky underneath Rakashi's nose and says, "Rakashi, it's your turn."
You just hear Rakashi have a couple of, like, quick sniffs before he just, like, when his eye opens, he looks down and immediately just bites at it.
She just lets him have it and just says, "Your turn. Watch time."
Alright.
I kind of just sit up for a minute, and then when they go lay down, and I go to put my boot on, I hear the, like, rock, like, I guess, in my boot, because, you know, you tilt it sideways. And I, like, see the rock, and I look at Rias, and I look at...
Her face betrays nothing. She just curls up with him. I will roll deception.
Well, hang on. I see them. I know what she does, but I just smile, leave the rock in there, and put my boot on anyways. And I just think in my mind, let's let them have their fun.
Okay.
But I'll put it in a way that it's like, you know how, like, rocks can, like, stab your foot? You know, I put it in a way that it, like, doesn't do that when I
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll put it, like, I guess between, like, the tongue and, like, yeah. I was gonna say, like, the tongue of the boot and, like, the side of the boot. So it's, like, stuck in there, wedged in there.
If you wanted to, you could take it out and put it in your pocket. Up to you. It was just the most convenient.
Because then she knows, like, that I moved it and I, like, knew about it. I wanted to think that she got me.
Okay, that's fine.
Just
Right,
because, you
shoots
know.
a thumbs up and then goes to sleep.
And just pat her head and get up. And then I go walk over to the cave entrance and I just sit there and I watch for a little bit.
Both of you make your perception check.
Wow, actually you rolled good this time.
Let's find out. Yikes.
17 plus 2 for 19.
A natural 1.
Yeah, that rock's really bothering you. You keep trying to move your foot just to get it so it stops bothering you. It takes a while. You finally get it, but you haven't been paying attention. That rock's bothering you.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, like, eventually just put it in my coat. And I'm just gonna be like, I'll just, like, move it to my foot and throw it out. And, like, I was like, I'll just pretend later that I kicked it out of my boot.
And Ragaji's kind of, like, just cracking his neck as this is happening.
So, Rakashi, how you doing?
Obviously, she slept in worse places.
Yeah, so have I. Enjoying your time out?
Probably she kind of like sits there and thinks for a minute. And that's exactly what just got asked.
Being away? Traveling? Is it nice? Or do you prefer it back home?
This place, strange.
Very, very strange indeed.
Probably she used to swamp. Not this.
Yeah, I'm not exactly used to. Well, not anymore. But I remember. Is it like storming bad outside still?
It's not so much storming anymore. I mean, it's still downpouring, but it's like the storms, for the most part, pass. By the end of the night, you know it's going to be done. The winds stop buffering, so it's just basically just a straight downpour at this time.
Gotcha.
If Victor needs shower, now good time.
Yeah, I think I'll take you up on that. And I'll walk out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pouring.
Yep. You,
I'll
as soon
walk
as you walk
around.
out, you are soaked to the bone.
Yeah, I know. I'll walk out. I start trailing off a little bit, just walking around. Go for a stroll.
Okay. Your watch passes. The storm passes. You come back from your stroll, and Rakashi's still sitting at the entrance, keeping watch, ready for action.
He's basically using his pinky finger right now, almost as like a toothpick, trying to clean something out of his teeth.
I thought he was going to say he's like filing his nails in.
I mean, that's a possibility. You know, he's trying to pick something out of his teeth.
You see the rest of your companions start to stir. You look out, and the sun is peeking through the clouds. To this point, it's kind of like a misty drizzle, but it's a beautiful sunrise.
So look at that. And then I'll return the favor. I'll throw some water on on Rias and on everybody else. Actually, I'll just dump water on everybody.
Oh God, I overflow out of the bucket at that point.
You know what? It's better than Slava. That's fine.
You get to
Oh,
Tatiana, and her hand immediately flies up, and no water hits her as she peeks one eye open at you.
Worth a shot, and I just turn around and walk away.
Anaya is dripping wet, but she immediately flicks the wrist, and she's fine. But she's got
I'm already soaked, so.
Well, no, she doesn't try to get you wet. She dries herself off and looks at you with a smirk and gives you a nod. And then she dries you off.
Thanks. I'll put on some stew.
Okay.
Some stew's always good after a nice hearty rain, especially because it's cold.
Alpha rolls around in the cinders again and gets a blazing fire going for you.
I'm like, Rakashi, there's meat in here, but there's vegetables too. You gotta eat your vegetables.
Rakashi, do you want some raw meat? I got some set aside for Fenling, but I'm pretty sure Fenling likes you enough.
Alright, you guys will eat your breakfast, make your way out of the cave up back to the road. Someone roll me a d20.
Not me.
I'll do it this time. 9.
Okay. The storm has left like a heavy, dense fog. But Victor, you know your way. You know the path. It's gonna take you about the full day instead of the normal half day. But you guys make progress. I'm still
gonna like scout ahead and all that stuff.
Okay. Make me your perception check and your stealth check.
My stealth is not very good. That's 8. That's
Okay.
fine. My perception, however, 17 plus 5, so 21, 22.
Okay. You scout ahead, and you get pretty far, but you're still able to see your companions. You do see a couple riding 2 horses coming towards you, and you try to like jump off the edge of the path, and they immediately see you and shout "Good morning" and ride on by. Other than that, it's a pretty clear day of travel. Other than the fog. Give me 1 second here. Don't panic. Your minis are about to disappear.
Oh no, I died!
Panic! Panic!
Well, fuck less than 10 seconds.
Oh no, we're all gonna die.
Yes,
We're
yes,
all
you
gonna
are.
die.
You're right, only I am. Whee!
Jumps off the cliff.
I still like that moment in one of the past sessions of Rise telling us all to jump off the cliff, and Rakashi, who's holding her, just like lifts her up to look at her in the eyes, like, what?
Like, trust me. Listen, it worked, didn't it?
It did. It does make me wish we had a trust skill. Do I trust this person? I rolled a 1. I don't think so.
Alright. I'm going to bring you guys over here in just 1 second. I am just getting things fixed up here. And trying to remember how to pull you guys over here. It's been some time. Alright. Please tell me I didn't forget anyone's mini.
Well, I gotta find these first.
Yep. I'm here.
Hit your profile picture.
Okay, I found them.
Okay. And then, wait, where's my thingy? Where's my thingy? There it is. Okay. So it's getting to be about evening, dusk. And I actually prepared this, so we're just gonna hope my words work. So you're finishing your trek, and you see a town. And as you approach, you see this very large town, almost the size of a small city. You approach from the western side, and you can see in the distance some sort of huge sculpture peeking out over the hills. And you see that the town is surrounded by surrounded by forest on 3 sides, and then river on the 4th. Victor, you would know that this forest is the Riverdale Forest. The air feels heavy, almost polluted with the smoke of industry, as the town has grown in industry of mining and metal production over the past 20 years. As you approach, you do notice that there is a very heavy military presence within the area. As you approach the gates, you see a sprawling military camp right outside. And
was this military presence like ever here?
No.
When I was here, or is this
no, this is extremely different. You recall that when you lived here, it was like you had the Empire military cross through every now and then because you were the farthest south town.
settlement thing?
And right across the river is technically another country, and because there is another large town across the river, you often ford travelers across the river. So it's a big travel point. So the military would like come through every now and then and patrol for you, but you've never seen a military presence this heavy, especially for this area.
This is new.
As you guys pass through the gates and enter the town, you don't see many citizens. You look around and you see patrols going through constantly. And you do see these massive wandering golems, or at least you think they're some sort of magical, the best way to describe it is golem. And you see multiple of them patrolling the town streets. And then as you make your way further, Victor, you would know that there is a tavern called the Fascinated Seal. And as you're making your way towards there, by the way, make me a stealth check, Victor.
Uh-oh.
Just to keep your head down low.
11.
Okay, cool. As you're making your way to the Fascinated Seal, you hear this loud, piercing whistle. And you kind of stop in your track and kind of huddle into your hood a little bit. And within 10 minutes, you see lines of citizens being escorted by even more guards into their home. It feels very oppressive.
This isn't right. This isn't right at all.
On your way, you do see that you pass your family home, and you see that there are a couple guards posted at the gates, but it seems that like they've locked it down.
Does it look abandoned, or does it look like...
It looks fairly abandoned, but definitely a military presence outside, kind of keeping people out.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to it. I'm gonna walk up to the guards.
Both of them are carrying a shield and spear, and as you get
It's
close,
evening time?
you would say roughly dusk. You watch, and they kind of bar your way, making an X with their spears. Who goes there?
Rightful owner.
The owners are dead.
Are they now?
I wish there was a way that I could just group you all, so...
I know, right? I was trying to like group me and my dog.
Wait, can I? Ha! There is a
Wait,
way.
you gotta catch
I'm so
up.
glad.
Where'd you go?
I
Where did
fucked
we go?
up. I fucked up.
You left me and Sludge and my dog.
Did I? Fuck. No, I didn't. I have all of you.
Oh, there you go. No, I thought you left already. I thought you moved all the other pieces.
No, I'm
All right.
struggling to move everyone. It's not working well. You know. It's like I have to move you guys in bits and pieces.
And some of us get stuck
Yeah,
in the
irony.
All right. Is
Yeah,
everybody
you're
semi there?
Good enough.
I think there's a lot of you on top of each other.
Yeah. It's alright.
That's-
We're missing a dog, I think.
I
And
think
Darius.
And Darius.
I'm gone.
Where did she go?
Why am
I
I
can't
in
remember
the
me and my dog
ground,
at the same time.
apparently? What do you mean I'm in the ground? Where am I?
Hello, darkness,
I'm
my
in
old
the
friend.
I'm in the ground. There is water under the map. I thought I let you all know that.
Wait,
see
I'm
that.
so confused.
I am under the water.
Where? Because
Please no.
it's literally just Rias.
Look.
and her dog.
Can I peek my head out if I can't ascend. I cannot ascend.
It's like not even giving me the ability to get to you.
Oh God, I lost my piece. Where did I go?
Where-
am
Well, bizarrely, in a landlocked area of the country, Raya's drowned.
I
Rias,
where?
are you able to kill your piece?
No.
Alright,
can't
there's a
kill
second
my
one. Can you
nose.
make it to it?
I'm in the woods.
You're in the woods!
I'm here.
Raya's here.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, now there's
now,
two people.
Penland is under the map in the water still. Please help.
There.
Under
Oh
the-
my god, he just went under again!
Help! Let me to know.
Alright, come on. We can move you. We can
Okay,
do this.
I'm
There we go.
I'm okay. There's been. Oh, guys, I just had the craziest fucking experience.
Alright.
I was frowning. Help.
Oh, I was
Now-
sitting there. Barbecue sauce enough.
Oh my god.
I need. They've added people to
I hope
this.
so. 20 plus years, there should be more people.
No, Tailspire
Yeah, I
added
know, I know,
minis,
I know.
and they added a fun mini, and I want to use it. Let me use it. Now, granted, I know that I said they had spears, but fuck it.
Fuck it. We have imagination.
Alright, and because I can't see shit right now, I'm gonna do this so I can see shit.
Yeah, I was like, I can't see shit
That
either.
helped. That helped.
That helps so much.
Everyone knows that it's like evening, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we get the idea.
I couldn't see shit. And I'm gonna say our two NPCs are here. Half of you are facing the fucking wrong direction, and I don't fucking care.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, you approach the guards, and this, all of the rightful owners are dead.
Why is there such a huge military presence in this town?
None of your business, traveler.
You know, as a citizen of this fair city, I think it is my business.
I've never seen you around before. You're no citizen.
It doesn't mean anything. I'm a citizen of the Empire.
But not of this town.
It's still the Empire. Why is this abandoned? What happened?
They look you up and down as I get my notes. Because, yeah,
I was here not just a few years ago, and it was never like this. It was smaller, nowhere near this amount of military presence.
the previous owners of this residence betrayed the Empire.
Did they? How terrible! What did they do? And I like lean like forward on like the tip of my like the tip of the scimitar is like down. And I'm leaning on the handle, like fingers folded.
They look at each other and go, "We don't know the details. We just know that no one's allowed in, and that the previous owners are considered traitors."
And so you just stood guard, like they take shit out, or is it just sitting here?
At this point, Riot steps forward and is like, Victor, we should go rest.
I think I've rested
and-
quite long enough.
Victor, it's not the time now.
I'm just asking
Fine.
questions.
Victor, we can find information elsewhere. You don't need to let them know that you're here, do you? And she's whispering this, by the way.
I'm, like,
Did
looking-
you whisper the first Victor?
Just the Victor, we should go rest. That one I did not. The rest I did.
One of them cocks their head and peers closer at you, Victor.
I start like slowly reaching for my gun in the back. Or actually, no.
Rias,
I would just be tightening the handle on my hand on my scimitar. 'Cause I
Rias,
know my gun's gonna make too much noise.
Rice snaps her fingers and like as like a sign for like, cause she let's just say she's been training Finland to bark on snap.
Just
So,
roll
I
a quick
don't know,
animal
she just-
handling.
Oh, yeah, I got you. This is rolling. Animal handling. What is my animal handling? Oh, cool. 19 plus 1. 30, 20.
All three heads go woof woof woof.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, we really should be going. Can you, lovely gentlemen, point me and my companions to the nearest tavern? My dog's kind of getting hungry, and she kind of flips them a gold coin each. It's like, it would be very helpful if you could.
The one grabs the gold coin and looks to his companion, who is still very intently staring at Victor. And the second one, who is staring, grabs the coin out of the air, still staring at Victor. And he looks to his companion. And then he takes a step forward, and in your ear, he whispers to you, "Your name will get you in trouble if the rest of the city knows." You recognize this voice, Victor. This is Terry.
Terry, what's going on? Why are there so many people here?
He looks back at his companion, and he goes, I'll meet you at the Fascinated Steel when I get off duty." And then he kind of takes a step back, and demeanor changes, and he goes, "The tavern is that way, the Fascinated Seal.
Oh, thank you so much.
Keep yourselves in check."
Yes, sorry about that. We're just a little tired from our adventures, you can understand. It was quite a storm last night, wasn't it? And she starts laughing and starts like, kind of like dragging Victor by the sleeve, like, "Let's go, guys, got lots to rest up on."
Just sheathe my scimitar bag and slowly turn around and walk with them.
Before you turn, you feel that soldier had bumped your arm, and you have a bit of parchment in your hand.
I grab it, but I pretend like nothing happened.
Okay. And they go back to guarding, and you guys make your way to the tavern, which I haven't assigned the tavern a building here, so fuck it. I don't even know what's in half these buildings because I totally built this map. Totally.
Built the
This
buildings.
one's empty.
He didn't do the interior decorating.
I found the tavern!
Mhm.
Which is...
Just throws us back to the first map
This one.
campaign.
Yeah.
I was like, I could do that, but I'm not going to. Did I highlight you all? Fuck, I highlighted the soldiers! Nope! Didn't want to do that.
Leave the soldiers.
Oh, hey, I found the tavern.
As we're walking, I'm gonna read the paper because I feel like it's the least suspicious place to read it. Just because I can act like I'm reading the paper or something.
Right on the roof of the tavern.
Because,
This is not a tavern. This is a shop. Where did I go?
did you go to the map again?
No.
Please don't tell me.
Luis is
No,
here.
guys,
I'm
is with
here,
us
here,
still.
here, this time.
Okay, you guys are outside the tavern. I don't feel like putting you in.
As we're walking, and I'm gonna say,
the-
"Trash the fuck
The paper says you need a better disguise.
It wasn't exactly a disguise. It was just kind
That
of
makes
putting
you wrote
my
that fast.
I know, that's impressive, right? Terry was always good at that. His English was kind of his thing. He was supposed to be a poet.
Rias like just immediately goes to the far corner table.
Mm-hmm.
Tells Fenlon to stay put. Runs up to the barkeep and says, "Can I get a round of your strongest drinks, please?"
As you reach the bartender, you see this female dwarven figure with she's got this gorgeous auburn curly hair that transfers into like a very well-kept feminine beard. She's stocky. She's got basic clothes on that do good for her figure, but you can tell that she's more into I want to run my business. If you flirt with me, I'm gonna punch you kind of
As
visage.
every strong, independent woman should.
Truth. And she looks over and kind of has to lean over the bar a little to see you, Ryas. Granted, it's shorter because dwarf, but she looks down and she goes, do you want ale or do you want harder?
How about this? Give me a bottle of your hottest stuff and then a round of ale. And some meat if you can. Just cooked meat.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. And she kind of turns around and she grabs this gorgeous bottle. It almost kind of looks like a shimmering diamond, and she puts it down. No, this is going to be about 5 silver for the bottle.
Easy.
I'm also gonna walk up to the bartender with Rias and wait for Rias to walk away.
Yeah, I pay everything with the gold and say keep change.
Okay.
Just 1 gold. That should be
And
about right.
she kind of, it's weird. It's like there's a trapdoor at her feet, because I just realized this place doesn't have a kitchen behind the bar. Whatever. And she kind of yells down the trapdoor, your order, and out comes this young dwarven lass, and she's carrying a round of drinks and follows you back to the table, as well as some cooked meat. Victor, you do recognize this barkeep as Dranala. She's owned this bar as far as you can remember. Are you trying to hide your visage still, or no?
It's more like I'm trying, but it's like that halfway in between. It's like I'm gonna try, but if I get spotted right now, I don't care because I know her.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Like if she looks, like she'll definitely tell it to me. But that's if she has any reason to like look into it.
she looks up and cocks her head and looks a little closer. And then under her breath she goes, Victor?
Shh.
And then she kind of waves you behind the bar, knowing, I just noticed there is no barkeep in this bar.
Yeah,
I'm talking to a ghost. Victor's really high on fucking shit and is just seeing people from this back.
While this is happening, Riot just kind of ushers everyone else to the table, by the way, and gets them all settled with food and drink. Like, Victor's business is Victor's business.
Okay. Yes.
As we go behind the bar.
And she kind of points down to the trap hole that has the kitchen and basement
Yeah.
beneath.
I'll go down.
We thought you were all dead. I mean, I know your cousin Bartholomew got out, but then we got the news that he didn't make it far.
Surprise! What's going on here? This never used to be this bad.
Well, it's only gotten this bad in the last few months, I think it was. Hang on. I have to look at something. I'm gonna message you because I don't feel like going through the whole thing. Where the frick are you in my list here?
Just search my name.
Screw that. That's easy.
Yeah.
My finger hurts. So I know I said earlier that I was doing all this cleaning, and I basically skinned the knuckle off my finger. So typing is fun.
Does not sound fun.
Yeah, I put a drill into my finger
Done there,
yesterday
done
and then
that.
a screw.
Yeah, been there, done that.
My pointy and middle finger.
It's fun, isn't it? I just messaged you.
I was about to say, I have a scar on my finger from... Shoot, it's almost 7 years ago now. Where I accidentally sliced into it.
Right.
Nice.
I sliced into my thumb like all the way once, like all the way down to the meat in
Yeah.
to the bone.
Okay, I don't think I quite got that far into my finger, but, you know, there's a scar on my finger you can easily tell is there.
Getting back to the story, she goes, probably about 4.5 years now.
What are they doing here? What do they want?
There was, when we got the news of what happened to your family, the forge and the workshop was closed for privacy, but someone snuck in and they found something. They won't tell us what, but ever since they've been mining the mountain behind your workshop.
I know what's behind the mountain, right? I know what's in the workshop.
You know that the mountain was where your parents discovered gunpowder for the first time. But they didn't quite keep everything on to you. Like, they didn't tell you everything that was found there, but you know that there's some special stuff in that area.
What about the Lord and Lady? They were great people. Why could they let this happen?
Well, the Lord passed not long after we got the news of your family.
Right.
Sorry, Sled, you're on the roof.
That's convenient.
Yeah, we don't know.
Who's in charge now?
Constable?
Constable.
He kind of pressured the lady to marry him and then took over.
Right. And these golem construct bit fucking things, what are they?
I know your parents were working on them for us a while ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Apparently they completed it. And the constable was given them, and he's been using them ever since.
Of course. I'm guessing not for their intended purposes.
They have never harmed a citizen. Though
Harmed, but have they been aggressive? They enforce as
Yes.
opposed to doing what they're supposed to.
yes.
They're supposed to be helpful hands, not officers.
Yes, well, we all thought the constable was a good man until this.
Yeah, well, the timing of the Lord's death is not exactly. It's very, like I said, very convenient.
Yeah. I can't speak to what happened. I mean, I've learned to keep my head down and just run the inn. Granted, we don't get much business anymore because they transfer the civilians into the mines, and then they transfer them home, and they aren't even allowed to go to market.
They escort everybody to and from everywhere.
Yep.
Just guards or the golems?
Just the
Both, I
guards. The golems patrol the street 24/7. They, like I said, they've never been bad to a citizen, but granted, we learned real quick from the constable, we don't act out. The constable, and you see her tear dropped, made examples of those who
I
spoke
grab
out.
a handkerchief and I just wipe away.
Thank you. My husband spoke out, and he was hung in the town square.
I'm sorry. He was a good man.
That he was, but Ariella and I learned real quick to do as we're told, and don't ask questions.
Do you think my favor with people would still be great?
Possibly, though you'll find most will be scared to cause any ruckus. She looks up towards the ceiling and kind of, you see her tilt an ear, and then she leans real close to you. I know Terry and a few others have been kind of doing an underground behind the back of the Empire, but I try not to get into it too much. I allow them to use the back rooms of the tavern as long as they are quiet and are not seen.
I have hid in fear for so many years. Scared about what would happen to me, to someone special. If I even showed my face anywhere.
Someone special,
in the
Victor.
shadows. Hmm?
Someone special. Have you got yourself a
Remember.
girl?
I've got myself the best girl.
She went
and a
with
little
you.
one too.
She married you, and you have a little one.
Well, we're not exactly married, but we're working on it before everything.
I see.
I always hope to come back here.
And they're safe.
As far as I know. But I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of running. Tired of hiding.
I completely understand that. Though, for my daughter's sake, I will keep my head low.
You should. But I don't know if I can anymore.
Have you seen Terry?
I just saw him outside my home.
He did well to get into the ranks. He plays a dangerous game.
Yeah, well, it's about to get a lot more dangerous. I need his help.
I can't offer much, but I can give you room and lodging and some alcohol, as your little friend asked for. You might want to be careful with the crystal whiskey. You were young when you were here, but it'll knock you on your ass.
Oh yeah, it will. Trust me. It will.
Room, lodging. I can't ask. I can't give you food. You're
That
kind
would
of
be
my
more
only
than
business
enough.
right now, but I can offer lodging.
I will. Hang on. Give her. I will put 17 gold into her hand.
She looks down and tears just start falling. Victor, you don't have to do this.
I don't have to. I know I don't. But you're doing more than enough already.
Thank you, Victor.
I'm gonna free these people. I think that's the last thing I do.
Well, you seem to have a band with you. They will be watching you like a hawk. We don't get many, well, we get passers through, travelers, especially those who are heading south or to any of the other cities, but it's not often to, they don't stay long. Military kind of makes sure they don't.
Well, they're gonna be watching us. Let's make sure we keep their attention. Give them something to watch.
Alright.
You just when I possibly give you the word, you take your little girl, you run.
Not so little anymore, but if you
Yeah.
give the word and you fight, this is my home, Victor. I'm not leaving.
I'm not saying forever. Just just tell me where you're going, and I'll come. I'll send for you, or I'll come for you, and you can come back.
She reaches up and cups your face. Victor, I may be older, but I can still fight, and for my little girl and for my home, I will. You give the word, we'll be at your back and call.
I need a lot more help too.
I've run this establishment for nigh on 75 years now. I can manage to hide and keep a low profile for a few years more.
Well, and this is the beginning of our uprising.
Such a sweet boy you are. And she heads back towards the up back behind the bar, and over her shoulder she goes, "Was the kitchen to your satisfaction, sir?"
Absolutely, the inspection went very well, and you know what? I'm gonna give this the best rating that I have ever seen.
She gives you a wink and a smile and kind of nods her head over to your group of friends.
I walk over, and I sit down, and I take a big swig.
Just for record, Rice did not pour any fucking mugs of expensive alcohol. She just
I'll take it.
Well, you did get a round of ale, and
Yeah, you do get
Yeah.
the daughter had brought it right behind you as along with your meat.
Yeah, just for record, the alcohol is mine. I'm not sharing that. That's for special recipes later on.
As I'm reading the DMs.
I might have been learning about making Molotovs from my my science friend who does a lot of science things, like actual science things. So it's pretty fun. Therefore,
Was it? I don't remember. Was it Tatiana or the other one that told me about not being afraid?
Anaya
Was it
told you
Anaya? I
before
think it
she
was
took
Anaya.
flight, and then Tatiana agreed with her, but didn't kind of budge in any further.
So it was Anaya that told me?
Yeah.
I look at Anaya and you make eye contact to get their attention.
She looks up, and in your head she goes, "Is everything okay?"
Everything's great. I think you're right. It's time to stop being afraid.
She gives
woo, character development.
This town is in trouble.
she gives
This is
you
my town.
she gives you a smile and goes, "Well, I can't promise that Tatiana and myself will be much help, especially with what's chasing us. But we'll do our best. If we can find Jorge, I'm sure he's got friends who could help."
Mm-hmm. Whatever help you get will be appreciated.
Well,
And-
it's getting late. In the morning we will definitely, Tatiana and I will search him out. If you don't mind, it's been a long day and I wouldn't mind retiring. I'm sure you all would like to have a talk. But I think I need some rest. And Tatiana looks at her and says, "Me as well." Do we have rooms, by the way?
Yes, you do. The owner was gracious enough to give us rooms.
I'll go grab my key, and both of them go up to the bar, and head up to their rooms.
This place is some shit, guys. Like some real shit.
What does that mean?
These people are escorted everywhere, to and from wherever. Not allowed really to go anywhere.
Yes,
These
use guards go with them.
golems, all the guards, all of these people. The constable, quote unquote, person in charge, He's a bad root. A plague. And I think we need to do something about it.
What kind of something?
I've got some friends. We've got a reputation. And I think that we may just have every ingredient we need to make an uprising.
Oh. So the Oh.
We're gonna free these people. This is my hometown. This is my town. And I'm not gonna let some asshole with some title come in and ruin it. I said it back there. The rightful owner has returned. And they're not welcome here anymore.
And on that note, that's where we will
when-
end
when
tonight. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, so when are we blasted?
On that note, we
On the
will...
sound of a loud crack as Rakashi like stretches his neck and cracks it.
And that's where we will end tonight. You guys have all leveled up to level 4, I believe is what you guys will be going up to. So we can go over that here in a second once I end stream.
Level up. Level up. Level up.
But yeah, that's that.
Excited.
Who the heck are we gonna freaking raid?
You guys ready to help me set this town free?
I'm ready to help set this town on fire. Yes, I mean.
Alright. And is everyone good to return on July 16th for next session?